broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Forever After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Quick reminder before we get started to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. You can also check us out on iTunes and SoundCloud. That's where you can leave us comments, interact with us, tweet us with our hashtag, which is ABTVForever. Because we want to know what you think, right, guys?
Yes. We love it. We love hearing from you guys.
Quick shout out to the It's a Long Story fan group. They're on Twitter at ABCForever_fans for giving us that song.
Yes, and always being wonderful.
Always. They're amazing. I'm your host, Kate Aquilano, joined by my lovely co-host.
I'm Mary Lou Mandel.
And I'm Peg Arad. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, they're great.
The best fan group I've ever interacted with.
And I also want to shout out real quick to Curtis Borton and Daga Boom. Thank you for your sweet comments.
Mm-hmm.
See, we actually check. We know. We want to interact with you. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, so while we're taping tonight, just make sure you hashtag ABTVForever if you'd like to interact and tell us what you think.
Will. All right, guys. Season 1, episode 14. Hitler on a half shell. First question to you guys, to use that hashtag, is why do you think it was named Hitler on a half shell? Obviously, we get the Hitler part, but the half shell part, we've asked Matt Miller.
Yep, no response yet, but I mean, it's late.
It's late.
He's got kids.
Exactly.
I get it.
But let us know if we're missing something and we just haven't quite caught on to why it was named that. But let's jump right in. It opens with Abraham getting in a physical, basically, for his insurance. And
this guy flirting with the nurse.
I mean, did we expect anything less?
I love him.
He's the
He's
greatest.
The cutest part of the whole show.
Yeah.
I can't get enough.
And then she asks about his parents' medical history, and he's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
It's so sad. And then they pan down to the tattoo, and you kind of know. I think we saw a preview for this episode, but I kind of forgot because we were off for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But then you're like, okay, this is going to be something with Hitler and the Nazis and da-da-da, because that's how they were kind of setting it up.
Mm-hmm.
Goes right to the crime scene where our victim is Carl Haas. And he was basically struck in the head with a large, heavy item that a swastika is imprinted in his skull.
Yeah, he had a swastika stamp in blood.
Yeah, and I love how when Henry walks in, he's like, he doesn't even care that there's a dead body on the floor. He goes right for the statue. Like he's
I know. I was going to write down what that statue was.
It's an Andolini Venus.
There we
look
go.
At you. I was like, I'm not even going to try to say that.
Yeah, and he goes
Very impressive.
Which was stolen from the Louvre.
Yes.
Look,
I've been there.
I've been there.
Cultured.
It's awesome. It took me like 8 hours to do
one
one
day
wing. Yeah.
to get through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But back to Forever. They go to the morgue and he's checking him out on the table, and Joe walks in and basically tells him Carl's father was in this elite group of SS that basically stole art.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gave it to Carl. And did he smuggle it in? Or did Carl smuggle it into the U.S.?
No, I think the father did, because he didn't want to be really associated with his father's.
Okay, so the father
actions.
then smuggled all this stolen, amazing, like crazy expensive art into the U.S., and then Carl eventually finds out, and it's all inherited. Yeah, he inherits everything. And then we go to a flashback of Morgan.
Which you thought was what?
Well, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, because then they talk to Carl, the victim's son, and he doesn't know anything about his father. At least he's saying he doesn't know. Like, what? My grandfather was a Nazi? Like, what? My father has all this stolen Nazi art? Playing coy.
Yeah.
They flash back, and it was like a little too on the nose in the flashback. Basically, Henry doesn't know something that his father is doing.
Right.
What did you guys think?
I had that same idea, but I didn't know where they were going with it at all. I never thought it would be slave related.
Well, usually it's more of like a theme or like a
Yes.
learning moment is
Yes.
the how it parallels the flashbacks in present time. But this was just like the same thing happened to him.
Your dad's doing
1812.
something bad
Yeah.
you didn't know about.
Yeah,
Right there.
poor Morgan. His father owns a shipping company, and this guy says, you know,
But
that's. Go ahead.
in this flashback, it is pre-immortal,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is
That-
neat. I don't know if we've seen that yet, other
Not-
than like when he became
when he
immortal.
actually.
Yeah.
And I felt like I saw a little bit more of like an not an
Like a
innocence,
carefree.
but like a carefreeness in Henry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
Well, he didn't have to deal with immortality.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of weighs on you.
Yeah.
a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. And then they go back to the flashback goes back to they're in the morgue, and Morgan kind of breaks it down for Martinez because they don't know where to go from there, and he's like, wait, I know. The shoes were in seawater, and then this chemical called carotene, and that's only existent on this beach, and then he had this fancy watch. And guess what? There's a fancy watch shop at the beach.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So they go there.
Yeah, they go there, and I thought this guy would play like a bigger role. You know me, I'm always like, who's the killer?
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like an insignificant character, has a little bit of screen time. What's his
Kate
deal?
is suspicious of everyone who comes on the
Totally.
screen.
Like, did
You're like
he do
that
it?
janitor. That's the killer.
I'm
I'm like,
maybe.
wait, it's too soon.
Nope.
He can't be the killer. It's way too soon. But he basically, why do you think he says, I don't know who that is when he shows the picture of
I was
Carl?
wondering.
Well, when the other guy gave him the painting, he said like the only condition is you don't mention me.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
he was
that's
still
right.
sticking with
But
that.
then when they were like, he's
He's
dead.
dead.
Which I'm not a cop or detective. Can you just go up to people and say like, oh yeah, this is this guy. He's dead. He was murdered. I don't know. Like I feel like they do that a lot, but it just seems out of place to me.
Yeah. Like they
They're
aren't
like, yeah,
privy
this-
to
Are
that
they allowed-
information yet.
Yes, like this person you don't know, murdered.
yeah, I don't know. If it's
So
like,
not dead.
That mean anything to you? I mean, it did.
But it did because he gave Carl this watch kind of in payment or as a gift because Carl gave him a Monet that was probably worth
that Monet was gorgeous. It was one of my favorites.
millions and millions of dollars
Yeah.
because Carl, this is where we find out like the big chunk of the episode that Carl was trying to return all of the stolen art to its original owners.
Right.
So like you think this is like a really bad dude in the beginning and you're like, wait, no, he was trying to do the right thing
Trying to
and righting
undo.
his, righting his
Yeah.
father's wrong.
Which is where they had that really awesome quote about like
Yes.
a guy who is sorry, like apologizes, but or a good guy apologizes, a great man makes it right.
Makes it right.
Which is not the exact quote, but that's the gist.
I'm gonna use that one
Yeah.
on like some friends.
Yes.
I need to watch that back and like learn the German and like really freak them out and just like
That would be wonderful.
It's not gonna happen. Then we go back to the apartment with Abe, and it was kind of an insignificant scene, but one of my favorite parts was why don't you just butch up? Because he's talking about the scarf,
scarf.
and it's just like their banter between the two of them is cute, and I don't
It'll
know.
never get old.
It never gets old. It wasn't really anything that kind of helped solve the case or lead the story further. It was just a cute moment. But then he gets a call from Joe, and they found blood on the window from the crime scene. And the blood was not in the system. It was in the Artistic Register Network system. And it came up Max Brenner. And then Henry was like, dude, he's been dead for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mystery.
But
But
their DNA or something.
basically, the Y
It's a-
chromosome goes
right.
from father to son to grandson. And Max Brenner had a son,
Right.
Sam Brenner.
And when they walked over to his, whatever that was, art studio or house or whatever, did you guys really think that there was like some killing going on? I didn't
No.
at all.
No.
Okay,
I
good.
thought he was definitely peeing, but they made it look like there was like blood
Yeah,
splattered
like
on
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But it was blood.
It
so that
was.
was I expected it to be paint that they thought was
Right.
blood. But no, it was actually
Yeah.
really
It's like
gross
a
animal
goat?
blood.
Or, I don't know, poor little thing.
Well, and it made me laugh because he's like has this very modern pig blood paintings, and then there's like the painting that he stole from Carl, and he's like, that's mine. It's the centerpiece of my collection. And she's like, you did that?
For reals?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And then she's like, really?
Yeah.
But why do you lie to detectives? They're gonna find out.
I would be so terrified if detectives just walked into my
Pointing
home.
guns at you.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'll tell you.
I will tell you
want.
everything I know
Yes.
that has probably no significance to the case, but you will get everything out of me. Then they go interrogate him.
Right.
He basically admits to breaking in and stealing the painting, but he didn't kill him. He
Right.
claims Carl was alive when he left.
And then he was on the phone, angry with somebody talking about. Did he say Rembrandt in that conversation?
yes.
Yeah. So he was still alive when he left. So I believed him. I didn't think it was him at all.
No. But
I didn't think that guy was together enough to be a
That-
murderer.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
not smart
kinda-
and like they said in the beginning, the guy who stole the paintings from the crime scene like didn't really appreciate art because he cut them out of the frames. This guy, he was a little nuts, but he was still an artist. I don't think he would have done that. Like he would have taken care of it. And so they're going back to the morgue and they unpack that painting so Henry can see it, and it's called the Angel. It's in a different language, but basically it translates to Angel of Death. And the transition from that statement to Adam you called it.
Yes.
Adam walking into the antique shop. Yeah, that was she's like, it's Adam.
I mean,
You
I
just
kind
sensed
of
when he
saw
said
a
it?
No, I
Oh.
saw a preview.
Oh.
But yeah, I kind of sensed it too. Yeah.
I just
was-
loved how they had that line,
like an
and then there's
ominous-
like
Yeah.
the little like bell of the door chimed, and Adam walked. He's so creepy.
creepy. Great casting job, guys. That's
Very good casting.
Yeah.
What did you guys think when he first walked in? That it was gonna be like he's gonna kidnap Abe. He's
No.
gonna like kill Abe. What do you think?
No, I think from previews or something, we knew that he was there to extend an olive branch, so to say, right? So I knew that he wasn't out to do any harm, but I still don't trust him. I still don't think,
Yeah, I definitely thought he was there to stir up some trouble.
Yeah.
But not
or be
cause
manipulative.
actual. Yes.
You
to-
know?
Yeah, but still in like a mean way.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess everything we've seen from Adam, I don't think he's really capable of being nice. But obviously we see a kind of turn in this episode. But I was scared. I was like, what is he going to do to Abe?
Yeah, but like,
No.
did we ever figure out why he was nice? Why was he being nice this episode? Like, what does he want?
He
Like,
wanted to apologize for his rash behavior at Christmas.
I don't know.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it
I
either.
don't buy
There's
it.
something more.
I don't know.
No.
We'll see.
I have a question for you guys. What do you think Adam has on his Netflix queue?
Adam has like some Dexter.
Yeah.
Like
Some,
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, for some levity, Parks and Rec.
Because he was acting when he was pretending to be that psychiatrist.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, he was like goofy and lighthearted.
Some
so it's like
History
maybe something
Channel
like that.
shows.
Because
Just for old times'
Because
sake.
he just wants to be reminded of his childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Adam. This episode made me say poor Adam, which we'll get to. But
Yeah.
I mean, the writers were like really threw us for a loop because now like we're kind of developing feelings for this monster.
I
Ah!
hate having.
We'll get into that.
Okay.
But based off of the phone conversation Sam Brenner says that Carl was having when he broke in, they trace that call back to this Julian Glauser who works at like an auction house / bank. They go to talk to him, and he basically leads them into this vault. He was working with Carl, so why would he kill him? He leads them into this vault where there's tons
Billions of
more
dollars.
art. Like crazy.
I kind of wanted everything in that room.
Yeah.
Well, I want
like,
that
please?
too. Sure.
So gorgeous.
But where was I gonna go with this?
They walked into the vault.
They walked into a vault. Oh, the poison oak. So then it flashes to the morgue, and he's like, apparently artists would treat the frames differently, and you can tell if it wasn't signed, that's how you would figure it out. Apparently, Rembrandt used like poison oak, and then Henry remembers him like scratching his hands, and he just thought it was like a nervous habit. That was like a really coincidence.
Yeah,
that-
you can't have dry skin around Dr. Henry
Yeah.
Moore.
It's definitely poison oak. But
Oh
so
my
they go
God.
back to the auction house to confront him, and they seal all the exits. They walk in, and the art is gone.
Gonzo.
Out.
And then that's when Joe is like asking Hanson if he can contact his brother because his brother works at the port or the harbor or whatever.
Yeah, she figures like they're probably gonna move it the same way it was moved before, which is from Europe to the U.S. by boat.
Yeah.
So she's like, Hanson's like, you're never gonna get a warrant for that, and she's like, well, what about Anthony?
Which we found some more about him tonight.
I
He has
know
a
Mike
brother.
Hansen has a brother. He slept with his brother's prom date.
Scandal.
Not cool, Hansen.
I loved Hanson in this. I mean, I love
Yes.
him in every episode, but this one I was like, oh my gosh, totally like got a little
No.
crush on him.
And I thought the jokes in this one were really solid because there were definitely more than a few times we like actually just laughed out
Laughed
loud.
out.
We're like,
Yeah.
what? So
Yeah.
funny. Good job.
So they're heading to the docks. Henry goes to the antique shop, sees the tray that Adam left, and realizes it was from Adam because he rubs off the crest, and that tray belonged to Morgan's father.
What are the chances, huh?
He is tricky, dude.
Wait, but how did he get that?
He said it took him a while to track it down.
Antique Roadshow. That's what Adam watches.
That's what's in his DVR.
Yes.
Duh.
Oh my gosh.
And then he doesn't tell Abe, which I was concerned that he's like, why is he hiding this from him? It's for his own protection. Because during that scene, obviously he tells him later, but during that scene, he like really hides it from him. He's like, are you okay? And Henry's like, I'm fine. Even though he knows, like, Adam walked into this store with no one.
Yeah.
Abe's here. He could harm Abe. He needs to know.
Yeah, you would think he'd be like, lock everything down. Do not let him in next
Yeah.
time. Nope, nothing.
But then he goes to meet him at this park or cemetery or something.
Creeping.
Just
Something
sitting
creepy.
there, like, so creepy by himself.
And he says he just wants to apologize for this behavior that he's been having. And I don't buy it.
Sounds like a scam.
Exactly. So what does he want?
I guess we'll find out. Guys, tweet at us.
What
Let
is
us
it-
know.
what does Adam
What is
want?
Adam up to?
But then he says about his experience in the Nazi camps. So he was, I don't know if he was in Auschwitz or what camp he was in, but he was discovered that he was immortal, and a doctor, you looked him up.
Yeah, it's Dr. Josef Mengele, which was a real doctor, who
Ugh.
did really, really horrible things to, like, twins and just
yeah.
everyone. They were just horrible things.
Experiments. And so, like, he experimented on Adam, and basically he felt that pain. Like, they still feel pain when
Oh,
they're
of
dying.
course.
And
And that doctor was called the Angel of Death. So,
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Interesting.
Now, all those people knew about Adam's immortality, right?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
how many people really knew? And
But
what
they're
happened?
all dead.
Yeah.
I guess it would be interesting to find out what happened, like, right after the camps were liberated,
yeah.
because they would still know. But now,
Nobody.
Adam went crazy and went back and killed them all.
I don't doubt
Whoa.
it.
Maybe.
I'm sure, yeah. If you're on a table and
Oh,
somebody killed you a
totally.
billion times over in like the most horrific ways, yeah, I
Yeah.
would come back and I would mess some people up.
But how do you escape in the first place?
Yeah, but we don't know how Adam regenerates. Like, because we know Henry
Exactly.
ends up in water, but
Oh,
we don't know
that's a
how
good
Adam
point.
regenerates.
Yeah,
because
'cause
so
if-
if they were able to get him immediately.
Right. Yeah.
So I wonder.
Because it's
You
not like he
guys,
ended
that
up.
is such a good point. Matt Miller cleared that up. So if he
We need info.
if he was like reborn in a
water. it's
body
not
of
like-
water, he wouldn't be in the camp anymore.
Right. He's not
And he
going to
could
come
have
back.
So I guess that's not how it worked for him.
It works another way for him. What way, guys?
Throwing in some curveballs
Give us,
tonight.
give us your theories. We want to know.
But then he asks for a favor. He's looking for this dagger. Abe works at an antique shop. He's, Morgan's Morgan. That he wants this dagger that belonged to his family. It's from like BC. It was like 44 BC. And he's like, why would I do this for you?
Yeah.
And he's like, I have something you want.
So at that point, he had already killed Julian. You think? Because he had the
Good point.
thing.
He had the
books.
ledger.
Yeah, the ledger.
That he was like teasing him with.
And it's because like the way he said it's like you.
But that's the thing. Like Adam is so like evil and good. Like you just killed a man, but yet you're doing a nice thing for Morgan. Like obviously you're over 2,000 years old, but your right and wrong is skewed.
I said this on Twitter. It's the weirdest bromance ever.
Oh,
The frenemies forever.
Frenemies. Oh,
frenemies between Adam and Morgan. It could happen. It's weird. So then he's like brushes it off, whatever.
It kind of reminds me of like a cat when a cat brings you a dead animal, and you're like,
Look what I did
thanks.
for you.
I guess.
But yeah.
But no. They go to the docks, and we have that fun like interaction between Hanson and his brother. And then Jo has a drop of blood fall on her face.
Just like so nonchalantly.
Of course, she's in the right spot
Oh, the
at
blood.
exactly the right time. Blood. He's like, what one do you want open? She's like, the one that's bleeding.
Such a badass.
She is.
Oh my gosh, she's like,
If blood fell
That
on me,
one.
I'd be like, oh my God, I gotta go to the doctor and get this tested.
I need shots.
I need shots.
oh my gosh, but imagine if that like went in her eye.
It
like-
was close.
Right?
Yeah.
It was very close.
Bad news.
They bring the bleeding container down, and it's all the art and Julian, who was very badly tortured.
Yes, and then I get to the special effects team. We're
Awesome.
getting it done this episode because when the one guy's like flayed open, I could not look.
It was gross.
And this guy strung up.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do show some, because I watched some NCIS, and when they cut open the autopsies, it is not as graphic. But I like how you keep it real. They go back to the morgue, and Henry has this theory that the guy that killed Carl is not the same guy that killed Julian.
Dun,
Because
dun,
of the
dun.
way, right?
Right.
So Julian was killed in a more
Heat
evil,
of passion,
yeah.
because it was like one strike, and the guy had closed his. Oh, we'll get. So then they flashes back to his father, saying, his father was dying, and he does come to visit him. And that's where he gets the pocket watch.
Mm-hmm.
But during that time, he dies, and Morgan shuts his eyes.
wait, I
I always find that. I always find that so weird. If someone died in front of me, which I hope to God that never happens, I would not touch them.
Yeah, I would.
I don't want to close your eyes.
Close your eyes. Yeah.
But it sparks a little like light bulb in Morgan's head, because Carl was kind of laid down and situated like it was someone that meant something to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he fingerprints Carl's eyelids, and it's his son.
Son, yeah. Because you wouldn't think to
I
wipe
did
some
call it
eyelids
like
down.
5 minutes before. I was like, it's the son, but it wasn't as impressive because it wasn't early in the episode.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
I
Yeah,
still
right.
called it. But Eric's in interrogation, and he just kind of spills. And he's like, yeah, I did it. He followed his father to the watch shop and at the beach. Saw him give away this money that was worth millions.
Yeah,
and
he's like, I'm having trouble paying rent, and this guy's giving away millions of dollars.
Oh my
Right.
gosh, get a job, bro.
I
Yeah.
know.
Like this.
If he, I wish. I think he knew like what his father was doing, because if he knew the whole story, you'd think he was like doing such an amazing thing,
Right.
not just like, oh, I have this stolen art and I'm giving it to someone random.
Right.
Like this actually is very meaningful.
Yeah, it's a very selfish.
But then Martinez kind of like alludes like, so then you killed Julian, and he's like, wait, what? Like I need Julian because he has all this art. Like he needs Julian to sell it.
Right.
So why would he kill him, basically?
And then
And then how do they get? Oh, they find a piece of skin on Julian.
Because Adam's getting sloppy.
Sloppy. And then Lucas is like, so this dude had bubonic plague
Yeah.
and something else and something else. And Morgan's like, well, I guess he would have had to have been 2,000 years old.
2,000 years old, the light
Light
bulb
bulb.
again. Yep.
It's Adam. And at the end, they're like, so what's your theory?
And he's like, I have no theory.
But I feel like they're the NYPD. They're not going to stop looking. So,
Right.
But they kind of just like dropped it.
But I loved when Hanson was like, no, he's messing with you, Joe. Come on, Doc, what's the theory?
What's the
like,
theory?
come
Like,
on.
what is
like,
it?
stop pulling her leg.
But like they kind of, I mean, I'm sure they're still going to investigate, but I'm sure it's not going to be shown in another episode.
Yeah, we didn't see
like
the
what?
rest of that.
Like is it just they just give up?
I mean, yeah. Are they ever going to find Adam? Or maybe Lucas's blood evidence was so out of whack
that they
they're like,
really
"We
disregard
can't-
it
we have-"
as like it didn't come out to be
yeah,
anything.
there's
Yeah.
like nothing they can really go off of, right?
I guess. But I found it weird that they were like, okay, he has no theories.
Yeah.
Case is not solved. Fine.
Seems fine.
It's fine. Totally fine. We go back to the antique shop and Adam's there again. Again, my blood pressure is like pumping. I'm like, what is he going to do this time? And he sells the tray to Abe. And when Abe goes to get the receipt, he leaves this package. And I was like, that's something with his parents.
Yeah.
I know it. And it's the ledger that Julian had in the vault. So then I mean, if you didn't know, like, he killed Julian, like, now you really know.
Now you
he
know
killed
exactly.
Julian.
With the flashback, yeah.
Yeah. And then Morgan walks in and he's like, what are you reading? And he realizes
It's like about my parents.
it's
was
so
like,
cute.
I got tears from
Yeah.
that moment to the very end.
It was very emotional.
Pega with the field.
With the feelings.
The feels. The romantic one. Peggy
Yeah.
Rad. And that's when he finally does tell Abe, like, the man you've been, like, conversing with is Adam.
Yeah.
Which I was expecting, like, a really, like, crazy reaction. Like, obviously he had a little bit of reaction, but I was like, Abe, we need to call the police. Like, you know, in
Yeah.
the other episode, Abe was very, like, we need to tell the police about Adam. And I thought he would kind of, like, get back on that bandwagon. Like, we need to call Joe. We need to call this. Like, I can't believe he's back kind of thing.
I thought maybe because he gave them something that was so priceless and, like, you know, it's information about his parents that he never even knew, that it went over his head. He was like, Adam's actually a good guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, he says, Abe goes, he's been a victim, too.
Yeah. I want to know what was on Adam's card that he gave Abe.
I know.
Right?
He never
Like,
showed
what
the
did-
card.
Does he have a
Adam's
phone
Because I
number?
don't think it says Adam, like 2,000 years old. Like, what did it say?
History buff.
Meet me at the cemetery.
2 o'clock,
Antique Roadshow enthusiast.
basically. Looking for dagger, 44 BC.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically the ledger was a way of apologizing. Again, don't buy it. But the ending scene is they go to the Jewish Heritage Museum, and Abe gets to really see who his parents are, and there's a box of his possessions,
Yeah.
and there's a picture.
His name is Weinrob, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Abraham Weinrob.
He was so, like, you know, that, like, after all those years, that's the first time he said his name.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
He said it with such pride and, like,
Finally knowing.
yes.
Ugh.
I love him.
He's the best. But yeah, when he's looking at the picture, I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Would you
'Cause
guys
it's-
have some tidbits on that picture?
Yes.
That-
Yes.
Who
We,
said
we
it?
want it now?
Okay,
Yes.
wait. We'll save it for news and gossip.
Okay.
Hold on one second. No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're gonna go to news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
What do you got for us?
All right. So the photo, according to Sarah Nicole Jones, who is one of the writers for Forever, that is a picture of Judd Hirsch's real life parents.
Aw.
Isn't that sweet?
That is
Does it make you want to cry even
awesome.
more?
It does.
Kinda.
It's
Yeah.
real.
I love that they, because they could have just pulled any picture.
Right.
Yeah,
And
they
then that's
could've
his real one.
Fabricated one or
Yeah.
whatever, but they used a real one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then the watch, that was the antique watch that was worth so much money.
Patek Philippe.
Alana tweeted that watch is a real antique that's owned by one of the show's producers.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty neat, huh?
That's really cool.
And then I was always also really interested that when we had the flashbacks of Henry and he seemed so young and innocent.
yeah.
I think it was like maybe the second or third one where he was like talking to his dad and he was all high pitched, and I
Yeah.
was like, it made me giggle a little bit because it was cute. They did. Matt Miller tweeted that they did pitch up his voice to make him younger.
It works.
It was like give him a hint of puberty. I
Totally
think is what he
works.
said.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
works.
Nice.
Speaking of Matt Miller, we were talking to him on Twitter, me and the lovely ladies at It's a Long Story, and they used the hashtag Get Donnie to Sing. Little backstory, if you didn't know, we talked to Donnie on like the third episode.
yeah, way back.
We did a little research on him and we found out he was in a band, and we were just joking, threw it out there like, you need to sing on the show. And it's become this hashtag Get Donnie to Sing.
Jump on board if you haven't yet.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah. Matt Miller jumped into the conversation saying, "We'll sing soon." Oh my God, I cannot wait.
Guys, something that we started in this very room
It's going to happen on
as
forever.
just something we threw out as something fun is actually happening.
Yeah. And then I tweeted him back like, "Oh my God, I'm going nuts." And he said, Matt Miller said, after all this hype, he better have some pipes. So I hope we didn't
No
put too much
pressure, Donnie.
pressure on Donnie, but we are so excited to
Oh
get
my
him to
gosh,
sing.
guys.
I just imagine Donnie's like, I gotta get my singing coach.
gets an
and
I
my
need to
singing-
warm up my vocal cords.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be
I can't
great.
wait.
Awesome.
Hopefully he'll call back in during that episode to see how it was to film that and
Absolutely.
to work that into a storyline.
I
We
can't
are
wait.
going to go crazy when we see that
Oh my
scene.
God. I'm going to go nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is news and gossip. Let's get into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What do you got for us, Pega?
I don't know if I have any.
Really?
Okay. I feel like Adam's not what?
I just know your prediction every time is Joe and Henry are gonna get together.
They're gonna get together.
And they're gonna be so wonderful.
I'm kind of over that.
Okay.
I'm happy with them being friends,
Okay.
like close friends.
Mm-hmm.
How close?
Very close. No, just close friends. But
Just late night buddy. What did you call it? You're like, the bed is for taking a nap. You're like, no, it's for
sneaks.
We're losing
So
it over
romantic.
here.
Sorry. I think that we're gonna see more of Adam, obviously, but we're gonna find out what his true motives are.
Yes.
Something's gonna happen. He's not as nice as we think. He can't be. He's the villain of the
He
show.
killed a
He's
guy
gotta
in
have
this episode.
Yeah. So that and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else.
Well, from our preview of the next episode, it looks like they're getting a little edgy, like they might kill a baby. My prediction is they're not going to
No.
kill a
Don't
baby.
kill a baby.
Don't do it. Don't kill
do it.
babies, children, or dogs.
Never.
People don't
dogs.
like it.
Do it.
I will turn the channel.
People do
Kittens,
not
kittens,
like
maybe. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
This is your romantic one, people.
I'm a
Wow.
Gemini, double-sided. One minute I'm like, next minute I'm like, death.
yes. You spent so much time on American Horror Stories. I
I know,
twisted you.
It's
It's twisted
leading
you.
into the forever after show.
Wow.
Oh,
Sorry.
jeez.
Okay.
We got to get you another, like, murder show. Well, I mean, this one has some gore for you, so
Yeah.
I guess we can...
There
We
go.
can still use some of that there, but it's okay. Oh, don't be embarrassed. we
Oh
love it. We love it. I would like, because of the romantic thing, I was thinking about that. What if there was one lady immortal?
Wow.
Abigail.
Whoa. Plot thickens. You know that's my prediction,
Whoa.
that I want more of Abigail. I have said from day one, what happened to Abigail? I don't think she's dead. I think she couldn't, like, I think she aged and he didn't and couldn't live with herself and she left. But where is she? What's she been doing? Is she, oh my God, is she immortal?
What if she's immortal?
Could she please be
But,
immortal?
But how?
How is Henry immortal?
Well, because that whole, like, watch thing and no?
No, the watch isn't really a
Is
thing.
it
I think it's
contagious?
just
Is being immortal contagious?
it's like an STD.
He's like, it's like rubbing up.
No. But that would be really interesting. Because where is Abigail? Okay, are you prediction?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
My prediction is Abigail, of course. Adam, he's going to show his true colors because
Yeah.
he's not a nice dude. I can't wait to see Donnie sing. What else?
Oh, I will say I predict that the song Johnny's gonna sing will be
Oh.
a rock song.
Because he was in a rock band.
Yes, like
Oh my
a
God.
classic rock song.
Everyone, let us know what song you wish Donnie would sing. I'm
Yes.
sure they're probably already fitting it into the storyline with a certain one. But if my friend pen's breaking. If you
The
could
pen is so excited.
pen.
I have another idea.
What?
What if the writers wrote in, like, in the script, like, during the whole, like, if they're going to do it at a karaoke scene, to be like, let's get Hanson to sing. And, like, they used it.
Hashtag
right?
get Hanson to
Like,
Oh
so,
my gosh.
So our,
I
like,
will die.
Would be
I
great.
will be on
I'll
the floor
probably
in this
faint.
room. dying.
I wish it were in like, I wish they shot here, because if it was in a karaoke bar, I'd be like, let us be extras in the karaoke
can
bar.
we be extras? Oh my god. We'll fly to New York. It's
Yeah, it's fine.
Totally.
Fine.
Just put it on
Sure.
my card.
It's fine. Pega will pay for it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pega.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Just a reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/ I can't talk.
Is it
forward slash?
I don't know.
Backslash.
This is
Marissa?
slash.
Marissa?
Just a slash.
It's just a slash. AfterBuzz TV. Again, iTunes, SoundCloud. We want to know what you think. We love hearing your suggestions, your comments. And then of course we want more songs.
We love that.
Forever
We
songs
love
to
the
play at
songs.
the beginning, because every song we play has to have forever in the lyrics. Where can the lovely people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Pegarad. Please follow me. I need some friends.
You can find me also on Twitter and Instagram at Mary Lou Mandel, MaryLouMandel. Please follow Pega. She needs some friends.
And you can find me at Kate Aquilano. That's AQUILLANO. And again, please follow Pegarad because she needs some friends. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.